This is a camera on the bow of Britannia 2 as it screams over the Waimata harbour in Auckland. Welcome to the Sailing World on Water November 21, 2020. Here are the highlights in the sport of sailing in the last 7 days. In the Vendee Globe, Brit Alex Thomson in HUGO BOSS crossed the Equator, heading into the doldrums, first ahead of the fleet. He leads Thomas Ruyant in Linked Out, Dalin in Apivia, and Jan Le Cam in Yes We Cam in fourth. Meanwhile, back in the pack, Pip Hare is dealing with her demons. The Gitana Edmund De Rothschild team were on code orange for a start only to see the weather pattern disappear, so they stood down to wait for another window to set a round-the-world sailing speed record. World Sailing gets a president from China, and next year the World Match Racing Championships finals will be in Shenzhen. Boris Hermann in Sea Exchange Yacht Club de Monaco is in a high-pressure area, and then he deploys a satellite ocean sensor device so that the seas can be monitored. In the USA, the Sailing Museum is in Newport, Rhode Island, and we feature a virtual tour of the new facility, and we recommend if you get to Newport, do not miss it. The big news of the Vendee Globe was the favorite, Jeremy Bayou of Charal, had major damage, and we spoke to Nicolas Henry of the team on what was fixed as Jeremy rejoined the race 9 days behind the fleet. We wish him fair winds and safe sailing. Now over to Alex in his state-of-the-art HUGO BOSS.
Welcome back to the good ship HUGO BOSS. Great news, a couple of hours ago I crossed into the southern hemisphere, so great to cross the equator, great to be back in the trade winds and out of the doldrums, and of course great to be doing it in first place. It's been a pretty eventful race so far, very intense. Dealing with the start, always very emotional, even without the crowds, and also then dealing with the first front, very windy, 53 knots I saw. Then the disappointment, obviously, of the race favourite Jeremy Bayou out of the race, but good news, he rejoined the race yesterday, so I'll have to start looking over my shoulder. Then, of course, dealing with a tropical storm theta, which is a first for I think anybody in the Monaco fleet, and yeah, the doldrums crossing yesterday wasn't too bad. I do find it a stressful experience. Jeremy Bayou, as those who follow him will know, last year in the Transatlantic Varb, he went into the doldrums about 100 miles ahead and left the doldrums nearly 200 miles behind. So I work extremely hard in the doldrums, forego sleep, etc., just to try and make sure I don't lose anything. So I'm looking forward to catching up on that a little bit. You can just have a quick look outside. It's a beautiful afternoon. The trade winds, you might spot a flying fish or two. There's the view of the back there. You can see we're trucking along very nicely. And as I said, I do feel a bit tired. I'm probably looking a bit bleary-eyed. Definitely time for me to get some sleep. I know I'm bleary-eyed because I felt a bit emotional today, missing my family, my wife Kate, and my son Oscar, and my lovely little daughter Georgia. So I'll be giving them a call later this afternoon. But it feels great to be leading. You know, I feel relaxed, pretty chilled out. You know, I can run things at my own pace. And the next stage now is to run down the coast of Brazil and find a gateway into the Southern Ocean. I haven't really started looking at that yet, but that's the next stage, and then we're on to the Southern Ocean, and before we know it, I'll be going around Cape Horn. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying all the data and the videos, and I'll catch you soon.
You're joining me a moment of great internal debate. I'm having a right old ding-dong with my angels and my demons about whether or not to take this big kite down. And it's sort of got me a bit paralysed. So, trade winds this morning, beautiful sailing, got the big kite up as soon as I could, because that's kind of like my big engine. It's not only is it making me go fast in the lighter breeze, but also it's dragging me downwind as well, so it's a pretty crucial sail for the trade wind sailing down to the equator. But it's the biggest sail I have on the boat, so I have an upper wind strength limit, and in the first 2 hours of having it up, the breeze got up quite quickly and then was touching the upper wind strength, which I wasn't expecting, but you know, a limit's a limit. So I set everything up, ready to take it down. I'm all harnessed up and ready to go. And then the wind started falling again. And now it's within limits. Occasionally it's up and then it's down. And I'm just having this terrible debate with the angels going, well, you know, early in the race, you've got to be careful. No prizes for, you know, damaging the sail now. And the demons going, just fine. Maybe just take it down when it gets dark. The wind's dropping anyway. Don't worry about it. I mean, and the result is, I'm sort of a bit paralysed. I've just been here staring at my average wind graph here for about half an hour. It is going down. Definitely going down. I mean, the boat feels like it's going down, but then you just end up with these terrible internal justification dialogues. And that's one of the things, I guess, about being on your own is, you know, there is no one to talk this through with. You have to live and die by your own decisions, and you have to think so carefully about risk. So, yeah, at the moment, it stays up. The wind's definitely on the way down. I'm feeling quite comfortable, and it's light. I think if we were going into the night, it would be a different case. But I need to keep an eye on things. However, that in itself is a bit debilitating because I'm not resting, I'm not doing anything productive, I'm just sitting here looking at a computer screen. So I need to sort my life out a bit. I need to sort these guys out. And they're there for a reason. I think it's okay.
Taking your racing to the next level. Make sure your insurance is up to the challenge. PANTAENIUS Professional Race Cover.
Le stand-by est en fait le début et l'attente d'une fenêtre météo qui permettent justement d'avoir un départ optimal de façon à ce que on essaye tout de suite d'être dans le chrono et de pouvoir optimiser le temps. On a articulé donc notre phase de stand-by sur 5 codes. Chaque code en fait correspond à une action qui doit être menée par l'équipe. On a le noir qui correspond à une météo qui n'est pas propice pour un départ. Ensuite, on a un code rouge où là, potentiellement, on a un départ entre 72 et 96 heures. Ensuite, on a un code orange qui est un départ entre 48 et 72 heures. Un code jaune qui est entre 24 et 48 heures. Et un code vert où là, nous sommes à moins de 24 heures du départ.
On a plutôt le stress de la préparation avant tout. Je pense qu'en début de stand-by, il n'y a pas encore d'impatience.
La météo pour le départ, elle est gérée entre Marcel Ventris, qui est notre routeur, associé à Charles et Franck.
Avec ce groupe-là, on réfléchit un peu chacun de son côté, on donne son avis, on partage et quand il y a des opportunités, évidemment, on les pointe du doigt et on regarde plus précisément. Le but, c'est de vraiment pouvoir partir avec des vents entre le nord-ouest et le nord-est qui vont nous permettre d'aller avec des vents portants gagner dans le sud. On est un peu le nez dans la météo et les routages en permanence et donc on est tous concentrés là-dessus. Ici, là, par exemple, ça c'est un anticyclone. L'anticyclone est dans notre ouest et on a tout ce flanc d'anticyclone pour gagner dans le sud le plus rapidement possible. Et ensuite, on attaque l'hémisphère sud. Si on est à ce moment-là, on va pouvoir prendre ce train de dépression et avancer avec elle. Et avec nos bateaux, on est capable d'avancer à la même vitesse que cette dépression. Et là, on arrive, grâce à cette dépression, à rentrer dans le tour de l'Antarctique.
Statistiquement, là, sur les 6000 routes, sur la période de 2 mois où on va faire le stand-by, il y a quand même 30% des départs qui nous permettent de battre le record.
Une fenêtre idéale, partir plutôt en souplesse, donc avec un vent modéré autour de 20 nœuds, et s'enchaîner très très bien jusqu'au Cap des Aiguilles. Ça serait l'idéal.
On a fait des études aussi pour voir quand on arrive bien ici, quel est le pourcentage de chances de battre le record après, en fonction de chaque tronçon. Et si c'est vrai que quand on a un bon temps ici, ça veut dire souvent qu'on a attrapé la bonne dépression, donc on arrive à traverser vite l'Indien et l'enchaînement se passe bien, quoi.
On est exactement dans ce qu'on s'était fixé. Et donc maintenant, ça va être l'attente de la belle fenêtre.
Here we are in the middle of a big squall. It's going up to 28 knots, throwing speed. And all the alarms go off. I pull the hydro out of the water. I bear way. The course is not ideal, but what do we want to do? Woo. Scary, isn't it? Crazy rain, look at that. With the rain starting, the wind will go down soon. The wind will go down soon, I said. Yeah. I saw it on the radar, and then I saw the cloud. There you still see a bit of sky, but it's the weather. It's really dense. Oh, this is the second big one I have. I had one at the beginning of the day. Let's see how many more we need to go through. This is the doldrums, the ITCZ in a tropical convergence zone. And this is normal. It's very normal. It's a bit stressful, but normal. Here's our floater. Go in the water now in partnership with UNESCO, IOC and the United Nations Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development and organized by Ocean OPS. Ocean Ops is the institution that delivered this float to us. You can see the little names on the float. It has been adapted by a school in Brest. So this thing has a lifespan of about 5 years, gathering ocean data, and not only scientists can follow its position, but also the kids and learn about learn about ocean topics in school. So I'm gonna drop it into the water now. It's time, near the equator. Okay, here we go.
From a place that defines a culture, a sport, a spirit. The Sailing Museum, located on the waterfront of Newport, Rhode Island, a history. Join us for a virtual tour of the historic Armory building in downtown Newport. The Sailing Museum will feature 11,000 square feet of interactive exhibits, displays on the history of the sport, and galleries honoring inductees into the National Sailing Hall of Fame and the America's Cup Hall of Fame. The main hall of the museum is divided into 6 thematic areas. We start with the wind and water with a focus on the importance of understanding the weather, tides, currents, and our climate. At this point, you can select your own boat to personalize your museum experience. Our next stop is Making a Champion and the mental aspects of sailing. Here, navigation, tactics, leadership, and problem solving are explored. At the highest levels of sailing, mental preparation and toughness are the fundamental ingredients for success. The heart of the museum is where the legends of sailing are honored in the National Sailing Hall of Fame and the America's Cup Hall of Fame. Interactive displays will share their stories behind the victories and inspiration and contributions to the sport. This vantage point overlooks Newport Harbor. The Armory was originally built in 1894. This was the venue for the press conferences during the 12-meter era in Newport. We move on to Making of a Champion, the physical. Endurance, agility, and strength are core to success on the water. A balance between mental and physical is integral to making a boat sail swiftly. In the center of the museum is the area on teamwork. Every crew must work together to win on the water. The core values of a team are demonstrated by actual stories of overcoming adversity and showing how individuals can be strong by working together as a team. Along the south side of the building, we find the area dedicated to competition. Whether you are new to sailing or a veteran sailor, the displays will test your skills and demonstrate how easy it is for anyone to sail. The America's Cup has always been an international sailing contest, as well as a technological rivalry dating back to 1851. The innovations created during the America's Cup races have benefited sailing at every level. Our virtual tour continues up to the second level of the Sailing Museum. Our founding yacht clubs and donors are honored on this wall. A lounge and conference room welcomes museum members to relax, read, or talk about the exhibits after their visit. Every visitor will enjoy an innovative multimedia experience dedicated to celebrating sailing's heritage, showcasing its heroes, and inspiring generations of sailors to come. A robust and hands-on education program will provide local and visiting youth with science, technology, engineering, and art and math concepts as they relate to sailing. Please support our effort to make this dream become a reality. We look forward to welcoming you and inspiring sailors of all ages to reach high to achieve these goals.
So here we are, guys, just close to the Charal's boat. The repairs have been made during the last 2 days, and we're going to have a report with, what's your name, please?
Nicolas Andrieux.
Nicolas Andrieux. So what have you done on the boat since Jeremy has come back?
We first expertise all the areas that was broken. So it's the chain plate that held the jib pulley, and we realized there was damage on the bulkhead, that where the main ship track is on. So we had a 5-people team that did an amazing job to repair this last 48 hours, and now we are ready to go back at sea.
I think altogether at some point there was something like 25 persons working together?
Maybe not so much, but there was a lot of people involved. We first started to, like I said, expertise, so the architect came. We had ultrasound guys that came to see to expertise the state of the bulkhead. And so the first night, yes, we were like maybe 15 or 20 people, but the guys that really did the job, there were 5 or 6. So very big thanks to them, because they work like 20 hours a day, and thanks to them we were able to go back.
So Jeremy is about to leave in a few hours. The potential of the boat is 100% now?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, great. And last question, it seems that I'm not sure you're aware of that, but the weather forecast is pretty okay to start again on a pretty good mode?
Yes, we have a good forecast to start again, and we Jeremy should meet a cold front tomorrow, and after that it's downwind with medium winds until the doldrums, so it should be a quick descent of the Atlantic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We wish him fair winds and safe sailing.